My first experience at All Nations, my first service was actually YouTube. My sister-in-law was watching it at the time. I don't remember what the series was, but I do remember Apostle going in, and I was prostrate on the floor. I was weeping, and it shook my world from that moment forward. And I was like, where is this? Who is this? The person I was before I came to All Nations Worship Assembly is someone who was confused, someone who was honestly okay with being somebody who went to church. I was quite content with being somebody who just claimed the title of Christian and not really going any deeper than that. And so I would say I was okay with being malnourished because I didn't know there was something else. Grace, before I became a part of All Nations, was something, it took me up until my young adult life. I'd just been married to understand what grace is. And it was through this experience, it was a traumatic experience my wife and I had. It was the first time in my life I had experienced deliverance. It was the first time in my life that I realized I was being weaponized to torment my family. I didn't know that there would be enough grace for somebody like me. And so the moments I had with, my family and, going through that season really highlighted grace for me and really highlighted God still caring for me. Transitioning from that space into now being a partner at All Nations and experiencing grace there, I knew grace was real when I realized I could forgive myself. Grace is just something that is as bountiful as oxygen. When you breathe, you are breathing grace. When you live and you walk, you're living and walking through grace. And so because I've had to live through that and experience those things, and no one else can do enough to not get grace, for me not to give grace to them. Because I know what God has given me through grace, I am graced to be human. I am graced to accept my humanity and to be joyful for my humanity, because it is my humanity that lets me know I need God.